Good morning, everybody, wherever you are. It's Tom Richards, sort of a novelist, I guess. Yeah, I am a novelist. I'm a full-time novelist right now. And for the foreseeable future, the way it's going. And it's the Wednesday, the 8th of February, 2023. And today, I'd like to focus specifically on dramatic questions. Now, we've talked in earlier discussions about structure, and we've talked a little bit about character. And why is a dramatic question? What is a dramatic question? And why is it important to your novel or your screenplay? And for a change, I'm going to stay away from the computer. It's only 20 to 9 at this point. And so rather than do that, welcome to my men's shed, complete with American flags and lights and hats and everything. This is where we smoke. So how do I even start this? Let's go back to Jaws. Okay, we've been using that as a very simple example. It's a great screenplay. As I've said, that was Steven Spielberg's breakthrough. When Jaws went to #1, that was it, man. He's having a glorious career. Okay, so think back. What is the dramatic question, the central dramatic question, because it changes throughout a story, for Jaws, either the book or the screenplay? Think about it. What does that cop want to do? All right, what motivates him? And that's what a dramatic question is all about. It hangs your whole story together. And the answer, of course, is he wants and needs to kill the great white shark. If he doesn't do that, that means it's more of a tragedy. It is a tragedy in some ways. And he could have come up with that ending, but that's the central dramatic question. Will or will he not kill that shark? That creates the tension throughout the screenplay, because we want to know, or the novel, we want to constantly know, is he going to kill the shark or not? And that dramatic question changes a little bit throughout the screenplay. At the very beginning, when that naked woman is attacked and killed by the shark, we wonder, the dramatic question is, what in God's name is going on? Because we don't see the shark really. A little bit, but not too much. We don't know it's a great white. We haven't given any exposition yet, except for the couple, all right, that runs down the beach, and the kid, the boyfriend who finds her. But it changes, that dramatic question changes throughout the story, all right? At the midpoint, if I remember right, what's the midpoint there? Oh, it's sort of, you're going to need a bigger boat, remember? Okay, they go out and they expect to kill the shark. So now you're thinking, aha, the answer to the main dramatic question is they're going to kill the shark. Guess what? They don't. And so what's the answer to the dramatic question at that point? Because you've always got to answer that question as you plot this thing. What's the answer to the dramatic question? Will they kill the great white shark? The answer at that point, at the midpoint, I think it's the midpoint, is no, they don't. And that keeps the story moving, and there's more tension, right? All right. They haven't killed they haven't killed the great white shark. So now what are they going to do? Get a lot of boats and a bigger boat. And that's when they meet the character, what's his name? Quid or Quail, or what's his name? Okay, yeah. Oh, and it's not the midpoint, it's earlier. Yeah, that's right. Okay, it's earlier. That, if I remember that yes, that starts actually Act 2, the actual story of the piece, and the dramatic question keeps changing. And toward the end of Act 2, the question is, as the cop sits there, everybody's dead, right? And he's bobbing up on down as the boat sinks on that mast, and you're thinking, this guy hasn't got a chance. That's the end of the story. He's going to get killed. The great white shark is going to win. So the irony of the dramatic question is now, he's going to lose. This cop is going to lose. But the answer, of course, is, aha, he's actually going to win. And he has his rifle, and then he tosses that that cylinder into the shark's mouth and aims and fires and boom, the end. Okay? That's how a dramatic question works. And if you do not, because I had trouble, I couldn't figure out what a dramatic question is at all. When you're reading or watching a film, think of the questions that are in your head as you watch a character. Usually it's the protagonist or the antagonist. You know, the shark isn't intelligent, not a human being, but often with the antagonist, they have a similar dramatic question. Will I beat the good guy? You know? So in Terminator, you're thinking, part of the time anyway, you're thinking, oh, are the robots going to win? Or is the Terminator and the kid and the kid's mother going to win? And that changes as you go on. It's as simple as that. But you've got to pose the question. If you don't pose that question as you're writing, your audience or your readership won't hear that question in the head. So that means there's no tension at all. Why should they continue watching a film or reading a book? How many films or books have you started reading or watching, and you get about 20 minutes into the screenplay or the book, the novel, and you're thinking, this isn't going anywhere. You know, I'm not going to read this, and I'm going to get up and I'm going to walk out of the theater because it's boring. And the reason why, usually, not always, but usually, is because the writers of those things haven't inserted a proper dramatic question that's going to hold your attention and engage you throughout the entire roller coaster. That's your story. All right. Now, that's it. It's as simple as that. It really is. Okay? And let's go out here real quick. There's the men's shed. I usually have a tin of Guinness after work. And just out here, you know, people ask me, what's it like to live down in Southwest Ireland? And it's beautiful. That looks like a flying saucer, and I've used that. I think it looks like a flying saucer. I've used that in a novel, or will do. That island is Scariff. And just beyond Scariff is Skellig Michael. And that was the inspiration for Solas Moor, the place of the sun, in Dolphin Song. Anywhere you're living, you can find inspiration. The people you meet, the buildings you visit, museums. I don't know, Coney Island, if you're out there. Yeah. How many films have taken place at Coney Island or nearby? I can think of one right now. Big. Remember? Tom Hanks went out there and he played the machine, and boom, he turned small or big. Remember that? Yeah, well, maybe the writer of that story was out at Coney Island or somewhere similar at one of these fairs and saw something similar and thought, what a great idea. And that's what happens. You get ideas all over the place. I get ideas from the clouds. It's so beautiful here. I get ideas from storms. Just out here, that turns to nothing, but that's Kulak Bay in the distance here, in the near distance here. And see the white water right there? That turns absolutely white when there's a gale coming in. And that's what gave me the idea for the sinking. Experience. The experiences that we all go through. It's no secret to some, but I mean, I was involuntarily committed to a psychiatric ward, and stayed there for twice. It happened to me. Involuntarily, and I got out because I got good lawyers, and they pleaded habeas corpus. And I got out. And for Always Come Home, I sort of combined both experiences, and I wrote the novel. All right, it's based on fact, but a lot of it's fiction. But the science in there is based on fact. There are probably some errors because I am no psychiatrist or doctor, but that's what I used. Okay, there's 9 minutes and 44 seconds worth, so we'll go now. You take care of yourself. For more information on the novels that we're publishing and have been published, and the films that we will be making soon, go to our website, www.storylinesent.com. STORYLINESENT.com. And thank you for your support. God bless. Every penny of book sales, all the profit, a lot of that will go to Carmel and her treatment that she requires for early onset Alzheimer's when we get her back. God bless you. Bye-bye.